Alright folks, I shot an earlier video that's 10 minutes long that breaks down the fact that agents of the Federal Reserve are trying to censor a viral video at the Alex Jones channel on YouTube. And the type of complaint they filed is a privacy complaint for like men videotaping women in shower bathrooms or something. Not out there on the sidewalk by the private Federal Reserve, and then they come out and say, get off our part of the sidewalk with the police. And then we post that video where they admit the Federal Reserve is private, and then they ninny around and say, take it down. I'm sick of it and I'm tired of it. Especially when 2 years ago in Kansas City, my reporters were 1,500 feet away. We've now gone to Google Earth and measured it from the Federal Reserve at a park, a city park, and the Federal Reserve people show up, go, we're here from the Federal Bank, now get out of here. And then, but we don't, you can't tell us to do that. And then they just menaced them, and they've got guns on their hips and said, we have arrest authority, we have arrest authority. And all over the country, you see the videos on YouTube, where tourists will be out taking photos of the private Federal Reserve, and that all look like federal buildings with white marble. They always build them by government buildings. And then goons run out and say, you can't take photos. You've got to have permission from the Federal Reserve. I mean, these people are like God or something in this country. I've had it. And this type of strike, if they get it, according to the YouTube rules, could potentially shut down our channel. We've had a lot of people try to shut down this channel. By the way, 145 million views. There's a lot of other channels we've got as well, and everybody else copying our videos everywhere. So you're not going to stop us. But this one venue is an important way to get the word out, and we're going to defend our First Amendment on every single front. I'm sick of it, and I'm tired of it. Everybody needs to go over to the featured video and get it out to everyone you know. We have a right and we have a duty to show that the Federal Reserve is private. Remember, just 5 years ago, Ron Paul couldn't get a single co-sponsor to his Audit the Fed bill. Now I see polls over 80+% wanting to abolish it, not just audit it. Now they're admitting they're private. In Dallas, they put up fences at our protest and had signs saying private property keep off. They didn't do that in San Antonio. They didn't do that. And then when we dared walk on their part of the sidewalk, they sent the cops in. And now they don't want that seen because their security guy admitted, oh yes, this is private property. Go, you can call our Dallas office if we want. Well, you know what? I want people to call the Dallas office, which is the head of Region 11, over the San Antonio Private Federal Reserve, and say, leave our First Amendment alone. This is becoming a pattern of violating my First Amendment, my reporter's First Amendment, and other people's First Amendment around this country. With people coming out who were armed, implying they're federal agents, saying, get out of here. And now trying to shut down our YouTube channel. Do you see the pattern? Rob Dew, R-O-B-D-E-W, Google it. Associated Press, Reuters, you name it. Big fat civil rights lawsuit up in Pittsburgh for the G20 arrest of my reporter. I'm not litigious, but if you continue to tread on us, I'd rather just expose the Federal Reserve and the info war and then bring you to justice that way. But I will not take it anymore. If you damage me and shut down my channel or take my video down, you've been warned. This is a cease and desist to the Federal Reserve. Do you understand? I want you out of my country. I want my dollar back. I'm tired of paying my taxes to the IRS that you set up in 1913 to you offshore bankers that created the derivatives like Madoff and all the rest of you people. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you messing with my First Amendment. Audit the Fed, abolish the Federal Reserve, restore the Republic, and cease and desist on my First Amendment. Do you understand that? And don't you ever menace my reporters when you got firearms on again. Don't you ever walk on our First Amendment of this Republic. Don't you ever desecrate our dead soldiers that fought for this Republic and our First Amendment. Go to North Korea if that's what you want. You know what the federal and state courts have ruled over and over again. Even if an officer of the law is outside the law and oppressing people and menacing them, they have a right to defend themselves. And we sure as hell have a right to defend ourselves from little goons in the little black uniforms trying to menace people. You make me sick. I bet you got promoted for what you did in Kansas City, you filth. You should have been sued then. Cease and desist right now.